In this video, we'll understand the concept of matrices. Now, matrix is a singular form of matrices and it is the arrangement of numbers. Now, for example, if I have a matrix like this, let's say 2, -1, 7, 0, 4 or 0, 5 and -2. So, these numbers are arranged in a particular form. So, these horizontal lines are called rows and these vertical lines are called columns. This is row 1, row 2, column 1, column 2, column 3. Now always remember, whenever you write a matrix, there is an order of the matrix. So the order is row cross column. So here my number of rows are 2. So this is 2 rows and 3 columns. So if I have to calculate how many elements do I have in a matrix, so 2 into 3 is 6. So we have 6 elements in a matrix and the order is 2 cross 3. Now when I have to write about 2, so this is my first member of this matrix. So this will be A11, means first row and first column. Similarly, this -1 will be A12, first row, second column. A13, first row, third column. Similarly, A21, second row, first column. A22, A23. So this is how you represent a matrix. So these are your rows, these are the columns, and this is the order of the matrix. Now let us understand the type of matrices. Now this chapter matrices is a very simple chapter and you can score really well if you prepare this chapter well. So we have some types of matrices. That is, first is a row matrices or row matrix. In this we can have n number of columns but the number of rows will be 1. So I can have here 1, 4, 7, 8, whatever I want to have the numbers. So this is a 1 cross 4 matrix. So I can have n number of columns but number of rows will be 1. So this is called a row matrix. Next is your column matrix. Similarly, in a column matrix you can have n number of rows but the column will be 1. So this is, let's say, -1, 0, 4, -2, so like that. So this one is 4 cross 1. So here my number of rows are 4 but my column is 1. So in a column matrix you can have n number of rows but the number of columns will be 1. Next is our square matrix. So as square, in a square we have all the sides are equal. So in the same way, in a square matrix the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. So let's say this is -1, 4, 2, 8. So this is 2 cross 2 matrix. I have 2 rows and 2 columns. Similarly, how we have a rectangle in which the adjacent sides are not equal. So the number of rows and columns are different. It can be in the form of, like, for example, a matrix which is 2 cross 3, or we can also have a matrix which is 3 cross 2. So you can have any number of rows, any number of columns, just that they are not equal. Then comes the null matrix. So null as in 0. So if all the numbers in a matrix are 0, it is called a null matrix. It can be of any type: row, column, square, rectangular, anything. Then comes a diagonal matrix. So in a diagonal matrix, the first condition is it has to be a square matrix. So it can be either 3 cross 3 or 2 cross 2, whatever it is, but has to be a square matrix. So let's say we have here a 3 cross 3 matrix. Now this one is called the leading diagonal. So except the leading diagonal, all the numbers are 0 here. So if it is -1, 0, 0, 0, 4, 0, 0, 0, 8. So if there is something of this sort wherein only the leading diagonal is having some numbers, rest everything is 0, then this is called a diagonal matrix. Remember, diagonal matrix has to be a square matrix only. Similarly, we have a unit matrix or identity matrix. It is the same as diagonal matrix, just the difference is all the values of the diagonal are 1. So it can be a 2 cross 2, it can be a 3 cross 3, just that the diagonal has to be 1. So this is your identity matrix. 1, 1, 1, rest everything is 0. It can be 3 cross 3, 2 cross 2, 4 cross 4, any square matrix. So these are your types of matrices. They are very important with your MCQ purpose also. Let us understand a few more concepts. So first is the concept of transpose of a matrix. So if I have a matrix A that is 1 0 minus 1 2 4 1. So here this is a 2 cross 3 matrix. So by a transpose of a matrix I mean that the rows and columns interchange their places. So the transpose of this matrix will be equal to, now this row, the first row will become the first column, that is 1 0 minus 1, and the second row will become a second column. So this is 2 4 1. So now we have this as a 3 cross 2 matrix. So in a transpose of a matrix, the rows and columns interchange their positions. Then we have equality of matrix or equal matrices. So for example, if I'm said that A is equal to B, if there are two matrices A and B and both are equal, it means first the order of the matrix is same. Second, the respective elements have to be same. For example, if this is 2 4 1 7, this is equal to 2 4 1 7. Now you can't swap the numbers, so it can't be like 2 is 2 here, 4 for here if it is 1 and here it is 4. This is not an equal matrix. The respective position have to also match. So in exam you can have questions like you are given two matrices as equal matrices and you are given a variable, find the value of x. So simply you can say x is equal to 1. So this is how you can use the concept of equal matrix. This is again a very probable question when it comes to your multiple choice questions. The next concept here is addition and subtraction of matrices. Now, for two matrices to add or subtract, it is very important that the order of both the matrices is same. So, we have taken a question here, if A is equal to 8 and minus 3 and B is equal to 4 and minus 5. Now, here both the orders are same, so we can obviously perform the addition and subtraction. So, if I have to add A plus B, this is equal to 8 minus 3 plus 4 minus 5. So when we add the matrices, we have to add the respective places only. That is, the first element gets added to the first and second to the second. You don't have to multiply all of them or add all of them together. So we simply have 8 plus 4 and minus 3 minus 5. So my answer is 12 minus 8. This is your addition of matrices. When I have to subtract them, for example, A minus B, that will be equal to 8 minus 3 minus 4 minus 5. So again, we will do the same thing what we did in the addition thing, just that we will subtract them now. So 8 minus 4 minus 3. Now minus of minus is plus 5. So our answer is 4 and 2. So this is how you can perform addition and subtraction of matrices. But always remember the order of both the matrices has to be same. Now there is a very simple concept called scalar multiplication. So by scalar multiplication, what I mean is, if I am given a number which I am supposed to multiply to the entire matrix, so it gets multiplied to all the numbers of or all the elements of the matrix. For example, if I take here A as 8 and minus 3, if I am supposed to find 4A, it means 4 gets multiplied to both the elements, so it becomes 32 minus 12. So this is your concept of scalar multiplication of matrices. Now let us take the most important concept of this chapter, that is matrix multiplication. Now usually kids get confused with matrix multiplication, but it is very simple and it is very important as well. So for matrix multiplication, you first have to check if the matrices are compatible for multiplication. So for example, if this is a matrix with the order m cross n and this is with the order n cross p. Now the first condition is the number of columns of the first matrix have to be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. If this is not same, the matrix cannot be multiplied. So the condition is, if the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix, only then the matrices are said to be compatible for multiplication. Now, the resultant matrix will have the order which is rows from the first matrix and columns from the second matrix. So for matrix multiplication, it is very important that the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix, and the resultant matrix will have the order as rows from the first matrix and column from the second matrix. Now let us take a question to understand this concept better. So we have two matrices here, 6, 4, 3, minus 1 and minus 1, 3. Now first let's check if they are compatible for multiplication. This is my 2 cross 2 matrix and this is my 2 cross 1 matrix. So because these two are equal, it is very much compatible for the matrix multiplication. So my resultant matrix will be of the order 2 cross 1, that is rows from the first one and column from the second. Now how do we multiply them? So we always have to multiply, like we take rows from here and column from here. So it will be 6 into minus 1 plus 4 into 3. So we take rows from the first one and column from the second one. Again, if it is for the second row here, we'll take rows from this one and column from this one. So 3 into minus 1 plus minus 1 into 3. So we just have to solve it. That is minus 6 plus 12 and minus 3 minus 3. So my answer here is 6 and minus 6. So this is how you can solve more questions of matrix multiplication. This is a very important concept. Now one more thing here which usually kids make a mistake. If I am given a matrix A which is equal to, let's say, 4, 1, 2, 0. If I am supposed to calculate A square, in that case you are supposed to do the matrix multiplication. Just squaring these numbers will be a wrong, will give you a wrong answer. So you, for A square, you have to multiply this twice. So this is how you can solve more questions of matrices. So you can refer your textbooks and the reference book for more questions.